Today we have India's one of the most prolific angel investors who, whenever he lends his name, people from Series B, Series C already write a check and keep it on the side, thinking that ये Sanjay Bhai का investment है, and automatically they invest. That's the kind of reputation he holds today. Just to give you a little background to Sanjay, he's currently started 100x VC, which is the first check for a lot of people. They fund anywhere between 25 lakhs to a crore. And what they do is they kind of sit with the entrepreneur and help him think through and grow along with him. And they bring him to a stage where they then go and represent to institutional investors or family offices or the next round of angel investors. So the kind of hand holding that they do is pretty deep. And I've seen it myself. And I'm sure most of you also would have seen it. Sanjay has been a serial entrepreneur. He kind of exited from two companies which he ran successfully, Maya Intelligence and Udyog Software Limited in the past. There's an interesting story to Sanjay. He joined Thai Mumbai as an associate member, as we call it, in 1998. And he was like one among you fellows uh, thinking of entrepreneurship and wanting to grow from there and stuff like that. And to today, in Jan of 2020, when he has received the Thai Mumbai Hall of Fame Award, that journey has been fantastic. He has almost invested in about 130 companies in India. And something which I think all of you wouldn't know about Sanjay, which I think is a great matter of pride, which the entrepreneur circles talk about him, is the dignity with which he deals with entrepreneurs. And it's not about the ones who have had great success and who have moved on. The ones who have said, hey, sorry, Sanjay, we have failed. I think we'll have to shut shop. He has, in fact, brought all the investors together, done a good goodbye, come back again with your next venture. We will again reinvest. Those are the kind of stories which has made Sanjay famous and which is why he's in the top 5 angel investors in India today. My privilege and an extreme honor to have Sanjay, who's going to be giving you today a session on what's hot and what's not, especially in the current times. Over to you, Sanjay. Look forward to your session.
Okay, thank you, Navin. Thank you all for joining for this session. These are uncertain times, and all of us need to learn and unlearn. There are going to be new ways of doing business, and I'm just trying to share across my collection of thoughts. Uh, this times has taught us so many things, and these are the way I see this is there are opportunities and there are risks which has come across. So what is the new rules of the game and how to go about investing in startups and what not to invest? Again, this are a collection of thoughts, as I mentioned, across. And 100x.vc is a first check fund what we started across. Again, this is a proprietary capital through Mehta Ventures family office, which sponsors the fund. And we intend to invest in 100 startups every year. So hopefully that journey will be able to complete. We started our journey in December 2019, announcing our first batch of 20 startups. And the way we talk about is investing simplified, funding simplified, mentoring unlimited. So these are a couple of the key mission and the goals what we work across. We created iSafe Mode, which is India's simple agreement for future equity, which helps across quick investments into startups. You can go to 100x.vc website to download the same. And I've got phenomenal team members who have joined in this endeavor to simplify first check funding with startups. So getting into the topic side of it, this was suggested and I ran across a small presentation for Thai Mumbai board. And that's when, it was discussed saying that let's bring this to a larger audience in terms of how the world is looking at in the quarantine in this time. And this presentation is just for internal view and discussion. It's not an investment guidance or anything. And this whole presentation is a bias as far as my personal investment thesis is, and please consider this as collection of thoughts. What we have done across in this is we at 100x.vc created an India Sentiment Outlook survey. You can go to 100x.vc and go to research page to download it. What we did across with that was to talk to VCs and take interview to investors, family offices, individual angels, and also ran survey with various questions specific to the current sentiments which is being there in the market. And we analyzed multiple data points, qualitative, quantitative, and distilled the market dynamics. And plus, we looked at other reports. So this presentation or this talk is about culmination of all those reports, and the references are given over here. For 100x.vc, you can download it on our website and look at that sentiment. It's an exhaustive insights which you will get across, which we ran across in April 2020. Welcome to 21st century. That's how we have been, welcomed across by nature or this disaster. So we look this as a new way of living life. This is a welcome. I mean, everybody spoke about 2020, how new era will become across. And nobody had predicted, none of the big consulting companies, the forecasters, that 2020 would start in such a way, right? So this is the welcome what we have got across. And how do we live with this new 21st century is what we have to work upon. What are we seeing across? We are seeing lots of fear, but there is lots of optimism also, and everything in between, right? And the way we are seeing across the fear is, there are businesses which are shut down, the revenues are declining, the discretionary spend is going down, and everybody is looking at a couple of tough years ahead, right? And this is where we believe that the stories there will be stark winners and losers which would be visible, very visible. There is optimism, huge optimism within the venture capital investor in the tech innovation, digitization side. Everything what we have been talking across as a VC, right? That adoption of technology, everybody should be using tech. How do you remove the friction, create across more and more opportunities to go global in everything along that side. And we are seeing now that happening across with the huge adoption of customer adopting technology. It was like never in between. I mean, personally, I have now, my average time is around 4 to 5 hours on online meetings, be it Zoom, be it Google Hangout, be it across, you taking conference calls. Without meeting anyone in person, we are doing business, and things are happening across. At a slow pace. I'm not saying that this is like business as usual, but yes, people and human are adopting, right? And these are unique times in history. While it is uncertain, there is ambiguity. But let's explore what are we looking into and how startup world will evolve across, and what will we see across in coming times, right? So let's try and see where we end up in that. Some of the highlights, COVID-19 will result in initial short-term time, few investments, right? One second, let me just set the presentation. Somewhere I think I lost the presentation side. Are you guys able to see my presentation by any chance, Naveen?
No, we aren't able to.
Okay, just hold on. Let me just log in again.
Yeah.
And get the presentation.
I think you clicked on stop sharing by mistake.
Oh, is that so? Okay, so sorry. Apologies, folks, for this trouble.
Yeah,
I'm just going to quickly share my screen. Are we back again?
Yeah, we can see the presentation.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Apologies for this hiccup. So what we are seeing right now with COVID-19 is we'll see fewer investments into new companies in the short term, right? And right now, the appetite for new investment, according to every VC firm has its own dry powder, own tolerance risk, and everybody is working according to their own individual pace right now. So the new investments are going to work across very differently than it was in the past. The most of the investors initially we saw across into March and April, it was more like a shock which was there, and everybody were started looking across into their portfolio companies, right? Initially, because that's where most of the VC resources are, and the right for their portfolio companies, like for example, including our, we had 20 portfolio companies in our class one, so we started working with them rather than investing into the newer ones. But then selectivity now is now displacing that shock, which means that VCs are investing in specific sectors, specific companies, right? And that is becoming very narrow. And what is going to be far more going to be successful is going to be very, very important in that sense. So while an incredible amount of responsibility is there for entrepreneurs, but today VCs, if I talk to all my peers and VCs across the world also, so Meta Ventures we invest across in US side and globally, uh, we feel a deep responsibility to support our current portfolio companies. So it is very important where VCs are taking a lead in terms of ensuring the longer runway and sustainability, and working with founders to build a longer runway and make them more sustainable. What are the highlights, right? Uh, Markets are refocusing on fundamentals, and that's coming back to business where people are looking at how things are working across, validating customer acquisition cost. So today, the way we see across is a lot of cost of customer acquisition is going down actually, and VCs are re-looking at that as one of the opportunities, right? And lifetime values and payback periods have become very critical for startups raising funds, right? Changes in the corporate behavior, where enterprises who would be buying technology will be less sudden but very significant. So they will invest lots of money in technology, but giving across a lot of weightage to going on cloud, anything which is going to be SaaS driven. So those kind of businesses will be more of a corporate behavior, right? That in 2020 we will see across, we saw in past large offense round, right? 100 million round, 200 million round, those was easy to hear. Today those rounds will be, which are called offense rounds, will be replaced with the defense round, right? Which would be more sustainable. The capital will become scarcer for as the rounds go higher and higher. At the seed stage, Series A, still there would be deals which would be happening across. But beyond, Series A, the later stage rounds will get more affected. Uh, Today, if I have to go back in the history and see across, between 2007 and 9, right? These are the recession years. Over 20 plus tech unicorns, which today are, and touching 50 with this unicorn. I mean, they have been built crazy, huge kind of stuff, right? So in the recession time, best of the companies get formed across. What we are seeing right now is reprogramming of consumer behavior, and everybody is trying to uh, form a grip around it, saying that how it is going to impact their businesses, right? So during past two recessions, few dollars were invested, but more companies got funded. So micro funds have emerged across. So lot more companies, smaller rounds, but larger number of companies actually got funded in past recessions. And I'm talking about 2000, 2001 to the dot-com burst time to the financial meltdown, which was there in 2008-9. And companies become more cash efficient, and those were the companies which actually got funded, right? And today also, the way we see across and in past data which has been collected, it is the new and young startup firms which are the main job net creators in the economy. In fact, the older companies will be the net destroyers of the job. And that is where I think government of India also realized, and they created this Atmanirbhar package for MSMEs, and understanding that MSME or smaller companies would require across good amount of insight, which is going to help them kind of stuff. So it's going to be very, very valuable for older companies to ensure that the jobs are kept across, while newer companies are working across closely to ensure that the new jobs are getting created across. Social distancing is going to be the new norm, right? Startups are going to play a new role. So what is happening with the traditional industries is they are using startups to accelerate their shift to the digital. Every traditional industry is using any one or more startup technology, which is helping across, creating the whole digital wave. Startups are leading that, helping the incumbents to become more and more digital. And governments across the world are, trying to work with startups and preserve the dynamics so that startups can continue their impact, what was built across, right? Today, the number one engine of job creation in our modern economies, right? If you look at the Kaufman Foundation, they see across, it is not the size of the business, it's not the big companies, it is the age of the business which is creating more jobs, which means the smaller companies, the younger companies are creating more jobs so if the company age is anywhere between 0 to 5, they have created more jobs than companies which are 25 years and old, right? So more jobs are created due to the age of the companies, right? So that is creating a huge advantage for us. What are the governments across the world doing across, right? Denmark, for example, is covering across 75% of the salaries for companies. Germany is offering to cover 60% of the new salaries, which were reduced from full-time to part-time. UK government has promised to invest 215 million alongside private investors. So as a VC, if you invest across, government will write a check. French government is having a liquidity plan for a short term, working across. So there is a liquidity excess, and tax credits are given across for cash flow. So huge amount of value which is getting created. From the Indian side of it, Atmanirbhar package was announced across. MSME loans or access to those MSME loans are being worked across. And what is being done across with the MSME loans, and I had a good interaction couple of days back with Siddharth Pai on how MSME loans and how startups can register across. The first thing I would tell across for any of the startups is going to be saying that why don't you get registered into the MSME? There is no real compliance required across. Just get yourself registered, and more value which would be created across, and government schemes and soaps which would come in future will be for the MSME. So MSME and startups, both references are coming to virtually the same. So all startups possibly would be able to join as an MSME kind of working. What is working within the VC industry, right? So there is new form of investments which are getting worked across, which is called COVID convertibles, right? Which are insider rounds, which means the existing investors are only investing into that company It is trying to work across into convertible structures, a note whereby existing shareholders are trying to work across to ensure that the longer runway are given across. These are the defense round or insider rounds which are happening across. What we are seeing across is customer acquisition, talent and rent will become cheaper in 2020. Now, this is going to be huge advantage for your startups, for your company, and there is going to be huge amount of capital efficiency which can be arrived across. In fact, the cost of impressions on Facebook has declined by 53% in last 30 days, right? And the way we are seeing across is due to the right talent which is going to be available. The companies will be able to build a better and a smarter team. And the way we are seeing across new is going to be home economy, right? There's a new economy which is emerging, which is going to be the home economy, whereby any journey of your startup, any consumer journey will begin at home, right? Anything which is no touch, zero touch, starting from home will see a huge emergence of market. And today, a lot of the pivots from startups are being built across around that. Now, this is what we call across the new normal, right? If you have to, understand across, this is how the life would be. This is our new normal, which we see across. What are the highlights, right? Uncertainty will be the new normal for entrepreneurs and VC. We will have to live with that. And we need to have a big wall of patience and a belief to climb. This is very important, right? No VC invests for a short term. So we are not, when we invest, we take a horizon of at least 5 to 7 years for an exit kind of stuff. Nobody is expecting a business to grow and deliver across in 1 year. So all the investments for VCs typically are for a long term. So we are a patient investors, and you need a huge belief to ensure that these startups which we are investing into or looking to invest are going to be generating good amount of business and returns. Recency bias, this is a term which is floating around, right? You can Google across what does recency bias mean, but in a short term, it is saying that what happens around us in a short term impacts our emotional beliefs, right? And currently, the impact on the confidence of future returns and the risk with venture investment is little high, right? So that's where recency bias comes at play. But there are a lot of investors who have seen multiple similar cycles of recession or downturn, and have seen across these are the best times to invest. So unsettling times actually becomes catalyst for VCs to discover and build businesses or invest in businesses which are helping companies go digital, right? And there are startup founders who are moving and growing in this adversity and weak economy. So there are going to be clear winners and losers in the short term. So what are the sectors which we are seeing across? These are self-evident. I mean, if you can read across, is this is very specific in terms of what kind of demands are going to be in each of the sectors. This is very well evident. You can read across. So anything which is discretionary spend, if I have to give an overarching theme, anything which is discretionary, which is not necessary or essential, will get delayed, or they will not see enough demand. Whereas anything which is going to be essential, online, digital, helping going online first, these are the places where we will see across huge amount of demand which is going to get generated. So these are the sectors which we believe across are going to see winners and losers kind of stuff. So couple of examples globally, right? Schools around the globe are shut across. So one of the Chinese learning app, Yuan Fudo, raises 1 billion. In India's Baiju is raising another 400 million. So these are like the examples of the deals which are happening in this time. So Singapore Grab took across 886 million, and rival Gojek 3 billion, right? These are super apps. While they are into business of cab sharing, but they also do food delivery, and that is where they soared under this lockdown. So businesses are getting funded across. what are the other deals happening? So QB, which is a short form video, raised 750 million. Mobile gaming company raised across 200 million. So venture capitalists, this were the mega funding rounds which happened in the first quarter of this year, right? And these were the last big checks which were written across while economy, stop or stand still, right? So these were the big checks which were the last written across. What is happening in deal making in China, right? It's China, which was the heart of where this whole epidemic started across. But Chinese firms recorded 66 venture capital deals in March, week of March. That's crazy, right? So it is seeing a bounce back. It's seeing a comeback in as things are getting more and more clear, and people are able to live with this new normal kind of stuff, right? What are the learnings from the past, right? There will be reset in venture investment. A lot of the transactional VCs, which means the private equity firms, investment banks, hedge funds. So this were a couple of where their investment priorities are different, but they entered into venture capital and they became the second largest investment asset class. So these are not pure venture capital firms, but they ended up investing in venture capital startups, right? And they pulled back from investments, right? Corporate venture capital, the big corporates who are putting and writing big checks, they pulled big time, they hit pause. But what was interesting was micro venture funds. They emerged as a venture investment asset class. Accelerators, incubators like Y Combinator, TechStarts, Jumpstart, all this thrived in those crises, right? VCs want to invest in every vintage. The theme of VCs is to continuously diversify, take advantage of different markets. And most of them have got their dry powder to invest. So today, these are the times where there is less competition for deals. This gives you access to the best of the deals, right? So it's a huge advantage for VCs to enter at a lower valuations. So after 2001, the deal volumes followed an L-shaped recovery, right? And that's what we saw across, 2001. If you look into these graphs which are presented in the early stage and the later stage side, how the deal volumes follow an L-shaped recovery. Whereas if you look into the 2008 deal volumes, right, it followed a V-shaped recovery for everything, right? But I mean, in comparison to the series A and B, whereas, the seed and angel, the first graph on the left, if you look, it recovered immediately and it actually powered to the multi-year high. So anybody who is angel or first check writing or a micro VC, these are the times to write across learning from the past and from the history. The trend was more in terms of getting the seed and angel rounds, which actually grew rapidly. What is a limited partner outlook on investments, right? So VC funds, they raise money from limited partners, right? So what is their outlook kind of stuff? So these are two surveys which mentions across how long the people are looking across as the recovery side and investments. Typically 3 to 6 months is the time frame where people are looking across. Are there going to be a long-term impact? So people are visualizing both the aspects which are going to be impacted in the COVID-19. In the specific side, on the recovery side, everybody is looking across as a U-shaped to V-shaped recovery, right? So U-shaped is the most preferred one as far as a limited partner outlook survey which goes across. And private equity, private credit are looking across as a more appealing investment asset class as an alternatives, which LPs are looking across as. Raising capital, right? The vast majority of the VCs believe that raising money in these times would be harder, right? So things will be consistent, with the past. So this is the VC view, kind of raising money from the LP. Capital deployment on the follow-on rounds, right? How will capital deployment happen? So every VC typically keeps 2 checks for every investment what they do. So always there will be enough money for a follow-on round. So they will continue allocate more follow-on investment and continue that follow-on strategy. So virtually the follow-on rounds will continue. So if you have raised money, you will get the second round from your existing investors. So this is one of the quotes or the sentiments which I saw from Kaufman is, this is what VCs say, saying that, venture capital is a part of this perfect, as a solution in this perfect storm. And this is where we will emerge out more stronger. And everybody is excited to back innovators who are making this world a better place. This is the survey where founder sentiment, where 51%. This is 100x survey, where 51% of founders are really worried across. And we had asked the question, when do founders think the Indian economy will revive across? And most of them, 42% say 6 to 12 months kind of stuff, time when the economy will recover across. We talked across saying that what is keeping founders awake, right? So declining revenue, right? It is not about the funding or VC is not answering. It is their declining business which is keeping founders awake in India. And this is more of India survey. Founders are worried about their business loss, their revenue loss, and that is what is hurting them the most, right? So that's the basic idea. And what are the actions taken by the founders? So basically, they have started with marketing spend cut, office expenses. Most of them are not downsizing, right? In that sense, they are not removing employees, but still there is a huge amount of negotiation of contracts which are happening across, be it across rent or any supplier contracts. So all those contracts are getting renegotiated across. How are VCs, investing their time? So are they evaluating the deals same as before? No. So they're evaluating before the COVID-19 was more times what almost 41% of the time they were spending across. Now they are spending 25% of their time. The more of their time is working with their portfolio companies and thought leadership, working across with the community. So idea is people want to invest across time with their portfolio companies and ensure success for them. Are there expectations on the valuations, right? Yes, all of them are looking at lower valuations, kind of stuff, almost 60% of them. And in the range of what, right? So 20% is the kind of valuation which will go down is what is being looked upon, right? So that is where we are looking across in terms of the valuation impact kind of stuff. What we believe right now is, if you have the right opportunities, if you have discovered and worked across right investment opportunities, this is the time, your investment should generate a great return in coming years rather than a regular time. So this is an attractive time to invest in startups at early stage, right? So that is where we are looking across. On a couple of closing notes, you can't start, end a session without talking about SoftBank, which had a $100 billion fund, and we are seeing across huge challenges which are happening across in SoftBank portfolio, and many of those unicorns, so-called unicorns, are being written off. There is a huge loss which has been created across due to SoftBank. All of us believe that would we see another $100 billion vision fund, or maybe this was the last vision fund, or this size of big fund which will happen across in future. Time will tell across. But what were the lessons for most of us to learn across, right? The founder of SoftBank, Mr. Sun, he actually was a one-man bubble creator, right? He pushed companies into supersized valuations. So the lessons what we learned across was capital as a mode only works across if the foundations of the startup companies are built on business fundamentals, right? You need to have basic business fundamentals, then only capital can work for you, right? And past performance is no guarantee for future results. His success, amazing success with Alibaba, did not prove this time, right? With $100 billion, which is great. I mean, amazing. I mean, kudos to what he built across, but it didn't work out with the Vision Fund. What I believe personally, and this is my thoughts as a collection, venture capital business is built by investment teams. It's not an individual, investor stories, right? Or one success story which defines across. when you run a venture capital business, it is built by investment teams. It is the theses or the processes or the due diligence which helps you, take those investment decisions. It cannot be a lone ranger decision where one person is taking the investment decisions, right? And the basic principle of startup investing is feed the winners, starve the losers. What we SoftBank did across after WeWork was, it was a loser, but it continuously feeded those losers, right? And the basic principle of venture investing is to always feed the winners, right? It is unfair, but that's how this business is about. So these were a few lessons on the SoftBank side. Thank you so much for the patient listening. 100x.vc is the first check VC fund. My email ID is sanjay@100x.vc. If you've got a great idea or a startup which you would like to engage across, please share across. We are open for class 2. And if you are an investor looking to invest in startups, we have our class 1 startup companies. We recently had a global VC pitch day, thanks to Thai Mumbai, who helped us access to investors. If you want a login access to all those pitches, please write to us. We'll be happy to get you connected to those curated startups which we have funded across as a first check, and happy to engage across. And stay safe, stay home.